Hi everyone, this is Nicole Steele of The Joyful Stamper, and today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful card using the Vellum specialty embossed paper. This paper is from Stampin' Up. It's part of the second release of Celebration in 2020, and it's got this beautiful embossed texture on it that I absolutely love, and it comes in Purple Posy, Soft Sea Foam, and Pool Party, and you get 2 sheets of each. It's smooth on the other side and textured on this side. So I'm going to show you how to use some very simple strips to make a pretty card. This is the one I've already made, and this is actually the Shimmer detailed laser cut paper that Stampin' Up has in its annual catalog, only I flipped it over. And I made 2 Easter cards with it on my Facebook Live class. And I have that video uploaded already to YouTube. You can find it. It's from March 10th. And I showed you 2 ways to use it. So now I'm going to show you another way to use it with this embossed vellum. So let's get started. So I started with a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 piece of soft seafoam cardstock. And I scored it down the middle at 4 1/4. And I folded it. And I cut my vellum strips into different sizes. So the soft sea foam and the Pool Party ones, I cut them into a 1" by 4" strips, and I have 2 of each of those. Then the Purple Posy strips, I cut into a 1/2" by 4" strips, and I have 3 of those. Now I have my paper snips nearby because I'm going to trim them down as I arrange them on my card, just to my liking. But to start off with, they're all 4 inches long. So, okay, now how to glue this vellum? Well, I'm going to use Tombow liquid glue, and I'm going to apply just a little line of it along the back of it here. And then I'm going to use a Stampin' sponge that I've cut into a smaller piece just to tap it and spread it out. And then I'll go ahead and just stick it at my card. And I'm gluing these at an angle. So I start with Purple Posy. And next I'm going to use a Pool Party piece, put another line down there, tap it around with my sponge, and I'm actually going to trim this one down a little bit. I don't want it the exact same length as that Purple Posy, so I'll just trim a little section off there, and I'll glue that down. Next I'm going to use Soft Sea Foam, and I'm going to cut that one a little bit shorter. You are going to get a little bit of glue on your fingers when you attach your vellum using this method, but the glue will easily come off with a baby wipe, so no worries. Okay. And we are actually just making a pattern here, so got to make sure I'm putting the glue on the right side here. There we go. Tap it. I know vellum can be a little tricky to adhere because you don't want the adhesive to show, and this won't show. This is a really good way of attaching it without the adhesive showing. And I'm going to go ahead and trim these last 2 pieces here. Okay, next up we have Pool Party. This is a great way to use up your paper scraps. So if you have designer series paper lying around, little strips of it that you just can't bear to part with, which I know we all have those, this is a good way to use it. And you can make all kinds of fun random patterns because there's no right or wrong in doing this. Okay. And I have my last piece here, this Purple Posy. And I'll stick this one down right like that, towards the bottom. Okay, I can tell this one needs a little bit more glue because it's coming up, so there we go. And I have a feeling I glued this one upside down by accident, but that's okay. The other ones are all right side up, and what we're gonna do next is gonna cover that, so it's okay. I seem to make mistakes every time I stamp. Do you guys do that? Yeah. Oh well, no one's perfect, right? So on this card, I used this particular image from the laser cut paper. on this card, I'm going to use this one. The laser cut papers are 12 by 12 sheets, and they have cut apart images that you can use. So you can leave it as is in the frame, but I'm going to trim it out, and then I'm going to flip it over and use the white side. This is very vanilla, and it has a shimmer, very shimmery sheen to it, but I think this one looks better on this card. And I'm going to use paper snips because the tip is nice and sharp. And I'm going to snip this image away from the frame just like this. And I can use the tip of these scissors because they are so sharp at that point. There's a really nice bird cut apart image in this Shimmer detailed laser cut pack that I also think would look pretty with this card, and I think I might give it a try. Now you can save this frame if you want for some other project, or you can just get rid of it. So now I have this beautiful delicate piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply glue dots in the bigger spots where you won't be able to see them. And then I'll see if I need any more adhesive after that. So I'm going to pick up a glue dot with my paper piercer and stick it underneath there. And I'll get another one. And you can roll glue dots into a smaller shape too if you need to. It will lift your element off of your card or your project a little bit more. But you could do it. You could do it. Whoop, I don't want it showing there. Let's see, where's another good place to put this? I'm actually gonna roll it there, and I'm gonna stick it behind this one and put it down there. I think some up there are needed. Oh, there we go. And let's get another one, and we'll put it right there. Okay. There probably could use some more down there too. Those are a little loose. So yeah, this is a glue dot heavy project, but it's so pretty. They're worth the glue dots. This vellum is only available until March 31st, 2020, or while supplies last. And you actually get it free with a $50 order with Stampin' Up. So if you'd like some, you can go to my online store, shop.nicole.stampinup.net. All right, so we have that adhered down, and I'm going to trim that little bit off right there. Now we just need to stamp our sentiment. Let me flip it over. It's easier to do it this way. See where it's overhanging. Okay. And if you want, you can take a fine tip glue pen like this. It has a really skinny needle, and you can put glue in the even tinier places, like on some of the stems and that where a glue dot would be too big. But I'm happy with how it is. So now I'm going to take a really skinny strip of soft seafoam, and this is about a ½ an inch wide, and it doesn't matter the length because we can trim that down afterwards. And I'm going to use this new set. It's called Ornate Thanks. It's coming out in the 2020-2021 annual catalog, and it's part of a larger suite called Ornate Garden Suite. This is going to be available April 1st to everybody, and it's available to demonstrators right now. But look at all the different ways it has in it to say thank you, and I like how some of it's in cursive. The one I'm going to use, I'm going to put on the front of my card from the bottom of my heart, and on the inside of my card, I'm going to put thank you. And I'm going to stamp it in Highland Heather ink. Now here's a trick for these long, skinny photopolymer stamps. Sometimes they have a tendency to bend when you try to put them on your block so that they're not straight. Lay it on your paper with the sticky side up or the stamping surface down. Then take your block and pick it up that way. And it'll be sure to be in a straight line when you do that. It won't bend. So now I have Highland Heather ink, and I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp it on the soft seafoam cardstock, pressing straight down and lifting straight up. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty, so pretty. And then while I have my Stampin' Block out, I'm going to put that thank you on there using the same method. lay it down, pick it up with the block, and I'm going to stamp thank you on the inside of my card. I'm thinking I could make a set of these and I could gift them to somebody. Everybody always needs thank you cards. There we go. I love that Highland Heather. It is the perfect color for spring. And I'm going to use mini Stampin' Dimensionals to put this on my card front, but first I'm going to trim it down a little bit shorter. This is also a great way to use those little strips of paper that are left when you're cutting paper down to size. Save them, and you can put your skinnier greetings and sentiments on it to add to your cards. Okay, and peel the little liners off. My fingers are still a little sticky from that Tombow glue. And then just decide where you want to put it on your card. I think I'm going to put mine right there. So there you go. Let's close my ink pad before I ruin a perfectly lovely card. There's two ways to use that beautiful embossed Celebration vellum paper and the Shimmer detailed laser cut paper. You can use your paper scraps for both the greeting and the pretty background, and then just stamp the inside. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you would like to see more card making videos from me, just hit the subscribe button, and you can also visit my blog, thejoyfulstamper.com, where you can subscribe to my newsletter. So thank you so much, and have a blessed day. Bye.